If you believed you could retire at 65, well, you can flush that idea right down the toilet. You came here for the truth, so let me unveil that for you. Today we will discuss retirement. We will discuss the economy. We are looking at a problem that is global. But let's begin with this article right here out of Bloomberg. Because of the huge baby boom generation that is now just hitting the retirement age, the U.S. has the largest number of older workers ever. And when you see the word ever being put in, you need to take notice. These are important statistics, not general statistics that many are used to, but they're important. When asked to describe their plans for retirement, 27% of Americans said they will, quote, keep working as long as possible. And that's from the Federal Reserve study. Another 12% said they don't plan to retire at all. They will continue to work for as long as they possibly can. And that shows you, and of course, some individuals really want to be able to work, keep them going. But most of the people are simply not able to make ends meet. And these are statistics that have been shown over and over again. Why are people putting off their retirement? They ask the question, and it's simply the fact that they cannot afford their bills. Their government assistance, social assistance programs are not enough. And that's because food is more expensive, energy is more expensive, and just general living expenses have increased year over year. Let's look at a couple charts of this. As you'll see, the Americans working longer. This is the employment to population ratio for 65 years and over. And what we have here is currently 18.9%. And that's a significant number. We can see that during the 80s, 90s era, we had a decline compared to what we have today. And it has been climbing ever since. You look at a lot of the charts starting from the year 2000, and you will see a very significant problem occurring. And this isn't really something that should be taken lightly, because the people, the individuals, are working not because they want to in many cases, but because they have to. The 401 No Way Retirement Plan. Selected survey results by income. People were asked to describe their retirement plan. On the left, keep working as long as possible. And on the right, I do not plan to retire. And these individuals here, and this according to their income, basically, a lot of individuals, in fact, don't plan to retire, and you can see how it's all broken down. Clearly, those with more than $100,000 in an area income are less likely to continue working. But it's still, in any of these cases here, a lot of people are stressing out over money. From my book, I talked about the retirement accounts. People rely on their retirement accounts to be able to provide income for them after they retire. So I basically break down all the different strategies people use. And what I said was that retirement funds track the overall progress of the stock market, the same stock market that has been at the same level for over a decade. And that does not factor in inflation, even though they use their fake inflation numbers. If you use that, really, we haven't gone anywhere in a long period of time. Look at this right here. Luxury real estate. I've been covering the fact that there is a wide disparity in between the rich and the poor. And we are seeing something that it's really just the beginning, and I don't want to make you think this is a trend, but essentially the luxury real estate market within Manhattan, that's anything of $2.5 million and up, is the only segment of the market that has failed to grow in the past year. Interesting, to say the least, but I do believe that the prices are astronomical, particularly in Manhattan, and I'm not going to suggest anything yet, but I'm just mentioning it now because, as I like to do, cover the trends that go on. And then we have the New York Spring Art Auction, and art, collectibles, these type of things here give us a good signal to what's happening in the economy. And it was a market slowdown somewhat, but not a collapse, held up by buying from savvy collectors. Since the fireworks of the $2.6 billion spring season, the market has played it by ear, destabilized by China's economic slowdown. And this season we're in excess of $1 billion, in line with expectations. There's not this kind of trendy euphoria that there might have been before. So essentially they have a slowdown in the art sector, particularly in New York. And this is just a small example of what's happening to the highest end here. People are, I would say, either more concerned, being more conservative, or that money is going elsewhere. Let's look at Venezuela very quickly. I'm going to cover this as much as I can. Mobs in Venezuela have stolen flour, chicken, and even underwear this week as looting increases in the crisis hit OPEC nation, where many basic products have run short. Many people now get up in the dead of night to spend hours in long lines in front of supermarkets, but as more end up empty-handed and black market prices soar, plundering is rising in Venezuela, already one of the world's most violent countries. This is what happens when you try to fix the problem. Whenever the government tries to fix the problem, they always make it worse. It doesn't matter if that's socialist, communist, totalitarian, so-called democracy, so-called republic. It doesn't matter. You cannot fix the problem by engaging in these policies. And again, the robots here, fancy a driverless car. Now you can register at the UK's first public trial of autonomous vehicles. If you're in the UK, you can register with this project and take a ride around London's Greenwich area in a totally automated self-driving electric shuttle. I think this would be very cool. I think it'll be very interesting. I think, of course, automation and robotics are great. And to a degree, we have that today already. You know, when you walk into a supermarket and the door opens itself, that is an autonomous, let's call it a robot. You don't need a doorman because you have a robot replacing that. And these things make it easy. They make it convenient. But what about the loss of jobs? You don't need a doorman all of a sudden. So you can replace that with a very simple sensor and get that happening. The same thing is going to happen with drivers. The same thing is going to happen with a lot of the factory workers, and just slowly but surely replacing the need for humans, essentially. If you found this video informative, please give me a thumbs up. Last but not least, if you found this video informative, head over to Amazon. You'll see the book that is even more informative. And basically, if you go there, they have this look inside feature, which will allow you to flip through the pages of the book and see if you like it. Take care. For those who have stayed, let's see what time it is. Exactly 3:30 a.m. by the time I'm finishing this video. I'm going to upload this right away. Get this to you as soon as I can. It's late, it's bedtime. And I will talk to you tomorrow. Good night.